Is music a good career? I got asked this question and I thought it'd be cool to do a quick video on the topic. So I got a couple questions coming up that'll help decide if music is actually a good career path for you. What's up everybody? Lennon here with soundandpatternsmusic.com. I got another quick music business video for you today, helping you get one step closer to a sustainable career in the new music industry. So is music a good career? For me, yeah, it is, but that's not without a lot of work, a lot of extra effort that has to be put in. And so I thought it'd be cool to just kind of pose a few questions, let you answer them, and you can kind of decide for yourself if music is a good career path for you. So question number one, and this might be the most important aside from actually being good at your craft. I'm just assuming at this point that you are good at music, but question number one, are you self-motivated? To me, this is huge. The fact that I have to wake up every day and be my own boss and find my own business and do all this extra work to try and make sure that things get put out on time, try and get new clients, do mixes, recording sessions, things like that for existing clients, co-writes, content, all this stuff. You know, to do that, I do have to be self-motivated. And I consider myself a pretty stinking self-motivated person, and I still have a ton of issues with time management. I mean, every day is like a crapshoot. Sometimes it goes really, really well, and sometimes, like today, I'm kind of in a rush to make a video because I have to get to a gig this evening. So you just never know what you're gonna get into. So if you yourself aren't self-motivated enough to push through and be on the lookout for all those new opportunities, and on top of that, self-aware enough to see where you might be missing the boat, you know, if you can't do those two things, then you might have an issue, okay? And I'm not gonna go too deep into any one of these topics. I just want you to think about that. I'm giving you some little nuggets to ponder here for today, and we may go a little deeper into some of these subjects in a later video. Number two, do you have a business mindset, or are you willing to learn the basics of running a business? Here is where a lot of musicians, composers, producers really sell themselves short. I hear this excuse all the time, and I'm calling it an excuse because that's what it is. You know, I do it for the music, not for the money, okay? If you want to have an actual career in any sort of arts industry, you have to learn how to make money. You have no choice, right? And yes, it can feel dirty. It can feel like, you know, I'm not sure that I'm worth this, etc., etc. There's a lot of self-conflict that has to happen, especially when you're your own boss, right? So if you don't have a business mindset about what you do, it can be very, very difficult to go out and figure out how to expand your actual business. And you have to be able to see opportunities to monetize yourself, and that can be a different skill set. That is a skill set that can be learned, don't get me wrong, but if that's not a road that you're willing to go down, then this is probably not the career that you should be in. Question number three, and this kind of piggybacks off question number two, do you value yourself enough to put a price tag on your skill set? And even one further, do other people value you enough to pay that price? Now, if the answer for either one of these is no, again, these are things that can be worked on to make happen, but you have to figure out how to get there. So much of this is really a mental game aside from your actual skills as a musician, composer, or producer. You have to have a mindset that you are worth what you're asking. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is gonna, right? I said this to a guy the other day, you know, nobody is gonna believe in you and your project more than you. So if you can't believe in it enough to demand a certain price range, or, you know, be able to kind of hold your ground there, then you're not going to be able to sustain yourself financially, and you'll just end up in a position where you probably have to hold another job, or have some other way to make your money, and music is more of a hobby. There's nothing, I repeat, nothing wrong with that. If that's what you do, I think that is amazing. Some people really do it just because they love it and they're not trying to make money. But the thing is, if you're out there complaining that you're not making money, that is your fault, okay? You can go out and figure out how to make money and figure out how to price yourself, but if you literally just want to play music, do shows, and you're not worried about the financial aspect of it, then I think that's amazing. But if you want to make a career out of it, you do have to value yourself enough to put a price tag on your skills. Okay, number 4, are you willing to put in years of work before seeing a return? Again, are you willing to put in years of work before seeing a return? It took probably 6 or 7 years before I was able to do music full-time. My wife and I were talking about this the other day. There was a point where I was paying $300 a month to be a musician so that I could go on the road and be out there trying to build a following with the band I was in. I mean, I was literally paying to be in a band. I know that sounds crazy based on what I'm telling you here, but the thing is we knew that we were going to go after it. To us, that was an investment that we felt we could literally see a return on, and we did. But it took a good 6 years or so before we were able to do it more on a full-time basis. And even at that point, you know, the money wasn't great. There were times that we'd have to pick up other jobs. It wasn't until about 3-4 years ago, for me personally, that I was able to start to live comfortably as a musician. So here's an action step for you. If you're not sure about this career path, even after answering these questions, then I want you to go and find a professional musician, and I want you to sit down and talk to them about what it took for them to get there. Talk to them about the time that it took, how many years it took them to get there, all the work and effort and all the extra eating dirt that it took for them to get to that point. And then ask yourself this question: not do you want to be a musician, but do you want to put in that work? Do you want to put that work in? If you still want to do it after what you hear, then there is totally a chance that you can make a living doing music full time. I hope this video is helpful and encouraging to you. That is totally the point here. Just some ideas that we should be milling around, because when we're going into any business, mindset is huge. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.